The Porsche 911 has always been more than just a car. It is a symbol of precision engineering, timeless design, and a passion for driving that has remained unmatched for decades. Among the many iterations of this legendary machine, the Porsche 911 Carrera 2 rupees and 70 paise from the early 1970s stands apart as one of the most iconic models in automotive history. When Porsche unveiled it in 1972 for the 1973 model year, it wasn't just another sports car, it was a game changer, a machine created with racing in mind but designed for the road as well. Today, it is a collector's dream, a rare jewel that commands attention and respect wherever it goes. And when a restoration project like this comes along, led by a dedicated workshop like Garage Bourgogne, enthusiasts know they are in for something truly special. The 1972 Porsche 911 2 rupees and 70 paise is instantly recognizable for its lightweight construction, flared rear arches, and of course, the famous ducktail rear spoiler that became an automotive legend in its own right. At the time, Porsche engineers set out to build a homologation special to allow the 911 to compete in Group 4 racing. Regulations required a minimum number of road-going examples to be built, and Porsche delivered just over 1,500 units, making it one of the rarest and most desirable cars the company has ever produced. It was engineered to be light, nimble, and incredibly fast for its era. The RS stood for Rennsport, which translates to racing sport, and that was exactly what this machine was about. But as with any classic, half a century later, time leaves its marks. Many 911 RS models suffered from rust, hard driving, and the natural wear that comes with decades of use. Restoring such a car is no ordinary task, it requires immense skill, patience, and an understanding of Porsche's unique engineering philosophy. This is where Garage Bourgogne comes into the picture. Known for their passion and expertise in car restoration, they take on projects that demand perfection. Their work on the 1972 Porsche 911 2 rupees and 70 paise is nothing short of remarkable, breathing new life into a car that many would consider an irreplaceable artifact of automotive history. When the car first arrived at their workshop, it was clear that this wasn't going to be a simple project. The body needed extensive work, the mechanical components required rebuilding, and every detail had to be carefully studied to ensure authenticity. Porsche purists care about accuracy. Every nut, bolt, and weld has to be in line with the original factory specifications. Garage Bourgogne approached this restoration with the philosophy that they were not just repairing a car, but preserving a piece of history. The first step was disassembly. Every panel, every mechanical component, and every piece of trim was carefully removed. The bare shell revealed years of wear and corrosion, something common in cars of this era. Rust repair became a major focus. The team used period-correct techniques, replacing only what was necessary while maintaining as much of the original metal as possible. The philosophy of conservation over replacement guided them throughout the process, ensuring that the essence of the car remained intact. Once the structural integrity of the body was restored, attention turned to the paintwork. The Carrera RS was famously offered in vibrant colors that highlighted its sporty character. Many collectors prefer the classic Grand Prix white with Carrera side stripes in contrasting colors like blue, red, or green. The restoration team at Garage Bourgogne worked meticulously to ensure that the paint matched the exact factory shade, using modern techniques while staying true to the original look. Multiple layers of primer, paint, and clear coat were applied and hand-polished to achieve a flawless finish worthy of such a legendary automobile. The heart of the 911 RS is its 2.7-liter flat-six engine. At the time of its release, this engine produced 210 horsepower, a figure that may not sound overwhelming today, but in the early 1970s it was considered very powerful for a lightweight sports car. With a weight of just over 1,000 kilograms, the power-to-weight ratio gave the RS astonishing performance. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 6 seconds, making it one of the fastest road cars of its era. Restoring the engine required precision. Every component, from pistons to camshafts, was carefully inspected, rebuilt, or replaced where necessary. The mechanical fuel injection system was calibrated with surgical accuracy, ensuring that the engine would run as smoothly as the day it left the Porsche factory. The transmission was also restored to its original specifications, delivering the crisp and precise gear shifts that are essential to the 911 driving experience. Suspension components were rebuilt with new bushings, dampers, and torsion bars, bringing the handling back to factory standards. The brakes, ventilated discs with upgraded calipers, were refurbished to provide the stopping power needed for spirited driving. Inside the cabin, the focus was on simplicity and functionality, just as Porsche intended in 1972. The RS featured lightweight bucket seats, minimal soundproofing, and stripped-down trim to save weight. Garage Bourgogne restored the interior with original-style materials, ensuring authenticity. From the leatherette upholstery to the correct stitching patterns, every detail was addressed. The dashboard instruments, with their clear white-on-black dials, were refurbished to look and function like new. Even the steering wheel was carefully restored to retain the feel of the era. The final assembly brought everything together. Each restored component was reinstalled with precision, from wiring looms to glass, trim, and seals. The goal was not just to make the car look beautiful, but to make it perform exactly as it did in 1972. The result is breathtaking, a Porsche 911 €2.70 that feels as if it has stepped out of a time capsule, ready to conquer both the open road and the racetrack. But beyond the technical details, what makes this restoration so special is the philosophy behind it. Cars like the 911 RS are not just machines, they are cultural icons that embody the spirit of an era. The early 1970s were a golden age for sports cars, a time when manufacturers pushed boundaries and enthusiasts demanded more excitement from their vehicles. The Carrera €2.70 was Porsche's answer to that demand, and it quickly became a legend. Restoring such a car is like preserving a piece of art, and Garage Bourgogne approached it with the respect and dedication it deserves. For today's car enthusiasts and collectors, the value of a properly restored Porsche 911 €2.70 cannot be overstated. These cars command prices well into the millions at auctions, and their desirability shows no signs of fading. But more importantly, they provide a driving experience that modern cars simply cannot replicate. The raw connection between driver and machine, the sound of the air-cooled flat six echoing through the rev range, the precision of the handling, it all comes together to create something magical. The restored 1972 Porsche 911 €2.70 by Garage Bourgogne is not just a car, it is a living testament to Porsche's engineering brilliance and the passion of those who dedicate their lives to preserving automotive history. Watching this machine come back to life is an experience that reminds us why we fall in love with cars in the first place. It's about more than speed or power, it's about the stories they tell, the memories they hold, and the legacy they carry forward. In a world where technology is rapidly advancing and cars are becoming increasingly digital, the purity of a machine like the 911 RS is refreshing. It connects us to a time when driving was about feel, sound, and emotion. It's a reminder that some legends never fade, they only grow stronger with time. And thanks to restorations like this, future generations will have the chance to experience that magic for themselves. So, whether you are a Porsche enthusiast, a classic car lover, or simply someone who appreciates craftsmanship and history, this restoration is something to admire. It shows us what is possible when passion meets skill, and when history is treated with the respect it deserves. The 1972 Porsche 911 €2.70 is more than just a car, it is an icon, a dream, and now, once again, a masterpiece brought back to life by the hands of experts.